Welcome to Net Zero. I am Komal Mittal, a public health specialist and a youth mentor at the Protect Our Planet movement. A visible consequence of a warming planet is an increase in the intensity and frequency of extreme weather events. John Paul is a climate activist from India. Hailing from an agricultural family that relies on the earth and nature to survive, John has experienced firsthand the impacts of climate crisis and ecological destruction. Net Zero is pleased to welcome you, John. Hi, John. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Happy to have you, John. Thank you. So, John, we know that you have started your journey at a very young age as a climate activism. I would like to ask you, what was the striking moment in your own life when you sense a loss of connection with nature due to ecological imbalance?
So, as you know, I come from Kerala in India. It's one of the places which has like a lot of natural beauty. But when I had to move to cities for studies, I had lost that interactions. I want to keep engaged and to build the lost connections I had with nature. So I began to involve with different groups in the cities and also founding small groups there to plant trees. So when I began to get involved further and more, I began to realize the kind of like destructions we are causing to the nature. After 10 months or 2 years, when I go back home, I could see things have changed drastically.
Yeah, we believe that realization about the climate crisis and the climate change is the first step to take action. Can you share some of the examples of small actions for climate change you have witnessed, or even from your own projects that you believe have everlasting impact?
Collaborations, which is very much important in all these cases because alone we cannot do anything, but with collaboration between people, between organizations, those who have like financial resources, technical resources, indigenous knowledge, science, or even power, if all of them come together, we could do like a lot of things. So collaborations is one of the key things which we need to realize most of the things. Second thing is how we bring grassroots issues to the top. One thing I worked on in Goa, so Goa had like a controversial coastal zone management plan which the government brought in. So it had no scientific backing and also lacked public consultation. So I got involved. I traveled to the coast of Goa. I worked with the fishing communities. I mapped the region and how the map is wrong and how it could be corrected. We prepared a plan and it was passed as resolutions and draft in the local self-government institutions. And also other institutions also followed this. Gradually, the government had no choice, began to include a lot of public consultations in this process.
Climate talks need more youth voices. Why is it important to find regional voices in the race to net zero?
In current scenario, young people are the best available communicators of science and also bringing what is a ground reality, especially in rural communities. So in rural communities, especially in poor countries and developing countries, rest of the people are mostly involved in feeding the family. But at the same time, young people, they are in the process of learning. And when they come to know about climate change, we are at the age of curiosity. So when this urge to do something exists with young people, we need platforms and also we need synthesis of knowledge.
What do you believe are the major challenges faced by young climate activists today? And what are your key tips to them to overcome these challenges?
Many young people, they want to get involved in climate space, but we always say like, come out of the comfort zone. But especially, like I said, in poor countries, there is no comfort zones. So we go to school, come back to home, we have to do the household works, engage in agriculture or any other activities. At the same time, we find some time to be an activist or do something. So because we have hope and we need to change the situations. So that is one of the biggest sacrifice young people are doing nowadays because they don't have hope in their education or anything, even at the situations, but they have like huge hopes in the kind of activism they are engaging because they believe in themselves and also engage in changes. One thing that is happening now is there are no much platforms to keep all of these people engaged because we have only like few activists or anyone who are popular among the mass, but there are still many who we call unsung heroes They might be doing agriculture, providing for the food security, and also protecting the land. So a lot of benefits are given to the people, but they are not invited for any talks, or they are not framed in any kind of platforms.
Yes, really, coming out of our comfort zone and start taking small actions is one of the key steps that we should begin so that we can win this race against the climate change. So, do you have any key takeaways or final thoughts about net zero for our audience today?
No action is small. There are like different ways to get involved. Even in the space you are in, climate awareness and education is most important. And also we have to explore the ways in which we could bring tangible results on the ground.
Thank you very much, John, for sharing your time and perspectives with us. They were truly enlightening. So, this is Komal Mittal. I add my voice to the voices of my Net Zero International youth peers to monitor the action of our world's leaders to achieve their net zero commitments, and together we can achieve net zero.